Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. I am trying not to laugh. I may laugh. Do you know why? I think you know why I may laugh. Well, we'll talk about that in just a moment. So, yes, post-market wrap-up on this Thursday, August 25th, 2022. The reason why I want to laugh right now is by some freaking miracle. Oh, I wonder how this happened. The 10-year yield dropped 8 basis points today. Oh yeah, this is really the average guy, the average girl. I gotta buy that debt. I gotta own it right freaking now. No, this is the Federal Reserve doing exactly what you and I expected them to do. And what did the stock market do on the back of a cratering 10-year yield? Bam! Higher across the board. Dow Jones Industrial Average higher by like 325 points. The S&P 500 and the NASDAQ percentage-wise put on even bigger gains. Look, as I have explained to you since time immemorial, this whole freaking thing hinges on the debt market. That's it. You watch the debt market, you're going to know where everything is going to go. It's just the way cash flows through the market. And try to convince me, I dare one of you out here to try to convince me that this is not the Fed buying the debt. We knew they were going to. They had no choice. I did a whole video about this. I said that if the Federal Reserve, ECB, bond yields are rising globally kind of at a staggering pace. If action was not taken immediately, I said it's over. And I mean that. Look, you know this better than anybody else, people. We are going to get an implosion in that debt market at one point. It's going to rock the foundation of the entire financial system. It's going to rock it to its freaking knees. People are going to be running around in their streets not knowing what to do with themselves here as they can't get cash out of the banks. Their ATMs don't work. Their freaking credit cards don't work. Nothing. This whole thing freezes up. That will happen. This is why the central bank, look, they're not ready. I've went out on a limb. I went out on a limb over the past few weeks saying, I believe that central banks are going to do more. Most of you have agreed with me. I mean, I'm laughing. I'm watching the 10-year yield, 3.11 at the market open. We finished 3.03. That's a pretty profound move here. Oh, it's not the Fed buying? You think it's just the regular guy or the regular girl buying the debt? How about no, you know who's doing it? Everybody know who's doing it. Period. Okay? And look, it's just too insane to me. But that's the way it's going to go. They're not done. I believe, look, unless something dramatic happens here, we're going to get a sub 3% 10-year yield in short order. And the market's going to just get off on it, That's the truth here. In this environment, it's always changing, okay? What was right 6 months ago is different today in the market. You got to look at so many different dynamics that are going on. It drives me nuts here. And I study this stuff literally around the clock. There's not a moment of the day that I'm not thinking about it, pondering it, trying to figure out the most likely outcome scenarios. And that's really it. Anyway, so that's really the big story. It's not the stock market, okay? I know everyone's all giddy. You're watching Bloomberg, Fox Business, CNBC. They're like, they love it. They literally spray their underwear, okay? They spray their shorts every time the stock market, puts on a couple of 100 points. But they won't tell you that this whole thing is dependent on what's happening in the debt market. No, they can't allow you to know that because they want you to focus on 30 companies, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's all they want you to do. You can't make this stuff up. Another plus today for the market was not only did the 10-year yield drop precipitously, you got a weaker dollar. Dollar fell by about 0.25%. I'm talking about the Dixie, or the relative strength of the dollar. Its absolute value is cratering. You know, you want to hear about some economic news? This is Bloomberg. Bloomberg, ready? More Americans than ever cannot afford to pay their electric bills, and they're having their electricity turned off. But you see, you'll never hear that from President Mummy Man. Oh, no, we're doing so great. We're all rich. America's fantastic. Our economy couldn't possibly be any better. You see, a real leader would resign when they realize that they are causing harm. Look at, like, for example, let's say the CEO of a corporation. Okay, if he or she realizes they're not doing the right thing for the shareholders, for the company, they resign. Here we have, the whole system is just so corrupt and it's so twisted. We have a man here, a man is pretty much a stretch thing, who doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter who sits in the behind the Resolute desk at all. It's zero, in my opinion. But our economy is failing big time. People are hurting. They're getting absolutely destroyed. They're getting wiped out. They're getting eliminated. Okay, but he wants to make sure that he stays in that Oval Office, so he could keep funneling cash to whoever he wants to funnel it to support the central banks. You see, let me explain this to you. The way things are right now, if you don't believe that Biden is going to win again, you're very wrong. He's doing everything he's supposed to, playing right into the central bank's scheme here to continue to inflate, to create reasons out of thin air, to spend billions and trillions of more dollars, really, on all of this. So your vote don't matter. And so just rest assured that if this scheme keeps going and he keeps coming up with more ways to pull cash into the now from the future, you're looking at the old guy's going to be the new guy. You think I'm wrong? No, you don't understand what's going on, do you? You don't understand at all, but that's okay. Anyway, so what else happened today? We had crude oil took a hit. You got Bitcoin still hovering around 21,000 and change. Gold, especially silver, did well today. All this is all well and good. It's all well and good. But you really got to get into the deep, ugly heart of this freak show that's going on around us here. This unbelievable debt expansion mechanism that is put in place right now to continue to support the system, the debt-based economic model, which in my view, and I have said this so many times, is a curse. It's a curse upon mankind, creating slaves from north to east to south to west, everywhere you want to look here. And this mechanism is going to get so much worse moving forward here, taking away of liberties and freedoms and people surrendering to the system itself as more people become dependent on it. Don't you really understand what's happening? I really hope you do. It's just so freaking twisted. Anyway, so that's the story. Now tomorrow, is that a song? Tomorrow? Yeah, it is, I think. Anyway, look, tomorrow. All right, look. We're going to hear from Public Enemy number freaking 1. I'm talking about Powell. That thing is going to open up his pie hole. I don't know what's going to come out of it, but the market's going to react one way or the other. Forget about watching the stock market. As that thing is talking, whatever's coming out of his freaking mouth, okay? Watch the 10-year yield. Watch the MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator. Link in the description of this video. Free to you and free to everybody else who wants to take advantage of it. So that's, we'll see. We'll see. But look, to me, it was just a matter of time. And most of you agree that central banks were going to step in here and start buying more. I mean, the ECB is already admitting it. They're buying everything, okay, across the entire Eurozone. Here, the Fed, no, they don't admit it, but they are doing it. And how do we know that? Just look at what happened today. You really think a big drop like that in the 10-year yield because there are just people running out saying, oh, I got to buy the debt. I got to buy the debt. No. And you see how the market reacted to that. The stock market sees the 10-year yield come down. Oh, debt market is showing some signs of stability. Let's buy. And that's exactly what you got. Imagine Greg Mannarino's shock. Imagine your shock. I am sweating. Whew. Epic. All right, look, I'm out of here. Let me know what you think about this whole thing. Please comment. And I will. You and I, we're going to meet right here tomorrow morning. And it's going to be perfect. It's always perfect when we're together. Always. Don't you think? See you then.